Welcome to my channel, guys. Welcome to Auntie D TV. Now, to those who have not yet subscribed, come on in and subscribe. And to my regular subscribers who always visit, we have some who will go away a little bit, but do come back, man. Auntie D is here, ready and waiting to see some of you who have maybe gone to check out other things. Anyway, guys, I want to share with you. And remember, too, I am also thankful for those who have been coming and visiting, and they are soon to make up their minds. Auntie D is so thankful for them, too. And we have repeated persons that makes it so interesting. Guys, I want to talk to you a little about emancipation. Yes, emancipation. You know that Emancipation Day is being observed in Jamaica. When is it being observed? August 1 each year. Now, let me go back a little as a result of what causes emancipation, right? We know that our history tells us that in 1834, the slaves thought they were free, so some of them have left. When I say slaves, persons who worked, they were not paid, right? So they'd have to go and find their own means of survival. So they were basically on the sugar plantations, which was what was taking in that large amount of persons at those times. So we say slaves are people who work and they don't really get any pay. They may get a little bit of, here and there, but they were not given any monetary form of payment. Now, when they heard that they were to be freed, that was in 1834, they thought they were free. So many of them have left the plantation and gone about their business. But it was not so. It was a time when they were going to be work on the fields, and I think they were trying to have them on a little more. But these people, they try. Some of them run away, but some do continue until for 4 years. So in 1838 now, slavery was abolished. It was against the law to do that. So these people now, they started having their freedom. And as a result of that, the country celebrates Emancipation Day a few days prior to when Jamaica got its independence. Now, you remember, Jamaica became independent from Britain, which was the colonizer for the colony of Jamaica. And we got our independence August 6, 1962. But I'm not going to go into the independent era as yet. I'm going to focus on the emancipation period. No, it was so important to be freed. Can you imagine? You are being in a situation where you're not happy. You have to go to work, whether rain or shine. You have to work under severe adverse conditions. Now, these people persevere. So when they got their freedom in 1838, they took up everything that they had and leave the farm because the plantation rather, they were not happy there and they want a peace of mind. So they move away. What were they going to use for housing? We learned that many things were being utilized. People use bamboo, thatch. Those are things coming from those days, guys. Bamboo, thatch, leaves, palm leaves, all different type of leaves. The houses did not have any board or tile like what we have now. It was just this earth that was there. And they made their bed out of somewhat dry leaves. It is said that they use especially dried banana leaves, but there would have been many other types of dry leaves or dry grass to make their mattress. And they would sleep on that, and persevere, and they always have their farms. They didn't have the type of meals that we are having now, but they prepare their bami, which they grate the cassava, and they know how to set it and get their nice bami. They boil the cassava too, because I like bami and I like cassava. When you just boil it, cassava can make so many different things, right? So we are coming from that era where they use banana and make tire leaf, the same one we call blue drawers. You know, we have the dances like the dinky mini, we have the kumina, we have the quadrille. We have so many types of dances that come as a result from these people. right? Different sports games, different types of dressing. Because remember, everybody was together on one plantation. So as the time grows more and more, they sort of develop that freedom spirit. They become bonded and they try to have their little markets. They try to have their churches, other church groups from other countries, mainly England. They come and they set up. So these people were so happy to be. Some of them went far away, because the memory of what they endured during that time of slavery there. Can you imagine when it rained and you want to go home and you have to go in the field and weed all those canes? You have your little babies, you have to put them at a little place and go and check them. Maybe the baby is sleeping and need a little breastfeeding, and you go a little and you leave the baby again, maybe unstep. There were so many sad situations, but they endured. Some of them became unalive in the process, right? But they endured and they managed, right? And I want to say that it is so important to me to observe Emancipation Day, because it is, as the song Bob Marley says, emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. So it's not just mental now, but we look at what had happened then and where we are now. So we have to free our minds, right? So let us think, man, and try to realize that it is important to be what? To be a free person. Nobody wants to be in bondage. Being in bondage is not very nice. It's not nice at all. Because you can imagine those persons who really, I don't even like to say slaves, those persons who really thought they were freed in 1834. Because, those house slaves, they would take out little bits and pieces of what they hear talking inside the homes, and go home and tell their people. So they may not have probably passed on the information correctly, because that they were of different language. Most of them had come from Africa, and most of the planters were from Europe. So, but they catch a little here and there and take it home to their fellow people. And that is why they knew that they should have been freed from 1834. But, however, they agreed to work 4 more years. Can you imagine? And when the 4 years end, I think they would want to trick them a little for, but they stood out. They stood out so much. And they stand up real tall for what they wanted. And believe you me, today, as a result of that, slavery was abolished in 1838. And guys, we must respect those persons who really fought for our freedom. We can look at some folk songs. We can look at some poems. We can look at some dances. There are so many memories. Sometimes when I look at some of the things, it do make me a little sad. The one that I really felt sad about is when they put them on the treadmill, right? And when they strike them. But as we know, it's all in the past. So we must focus on where we are going, right? Because the memories are not nice, and many other countries had it too. Many other countries. But speaking specifically of my country, Jamaica, I believe we should pay homage and observe and pay respect. Although they are gone, they're not with us. But because of their work, their sweat, we are able to be free from that era. So, guys, let me wish for you all a very wonderful day, and I hope you will understand what I'm trying to say. I am so happy when I remember that Emancipation Day will be on August 1. And I said to myself, I need to put out something as a result of this very important day. And aren't you agreeing with me? I think I should. And I said to myself, get up and get going. So I said, let me come on here and share with you guys, because this is a mark. It's a landmark. It's a landmark that we all have to pay close attention to. When you reflect on the many disturbances that happened on the plantations, some ran away, never to return. Some were sent back, and some were punished. So we must look and say that it is a wonderful thing to be freed. It is a wonderful thing to be free from slavery. It's a wonderful thing to be able now to work and be paid, even when the pay is not much, but at least you're getting something in comparison to what these people were not getting, and they had to make up their own gardens, plant their own things, and go among themselves and sell. And I imagine those times it was mainly exchange because they wouldn't have had much money. I don't think they would have used the money. So maybe one would give a fowl and one would give some bananas, depending on what the soil is and wherever they're able to do. And they would have had that bondness, and they did find time to worship. So, guys, whatever we do, always put God in the mix. Put Him there because what? He will make us triumphant. Now, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe, like the video, share, and comment. And I will see you in my next video. I'm out.